Okay, so what is it that we're actually going to be doing? What we're here to do is just expose people to the fact that this concept exists. Give them a chance to be exposed to it. So that's why we call it exposures. We're not here to talk anybody into anything. This concept is a foreign concept to most people, and when presented with the concept, it's universally understood to be a sound concept. And when I first heard it, I viewed it to be undeniably sound, and that's the reason why I'm in the business. One of the reasons why I'm in the business. So we're introducing people to this concept, and the best way to do that is well, the best presentation that you is with a presentation. The best presentation that you can give is the one that you don't give. And we use pre-done presentations in the form of a video. So what the step-by-step processes are like this. And grab a pen and write this down because you're going to want to use this, or you can just watch the video again. But there is something really, just a side note, there is something really significant about taking pen to paper and writing something down. It helps it sink into the wood a lot better. So the first thing that we're doing is we're just reaching out to people and asking a question. So the question is, or what you can say is, hey, I've got something really important I want to show you. What's the best email address? And my favorite way to do that, especially for a brand new person, is to do it by text. So obviously you've already gotten your list together. You've watched the 4 videos that teach you how to get things started. You've scheduled your private business reception. You may or may not have done all those things. If you haven't watched the videos, go check them out. And so now we begin with the exposure process, and it's easy by text. So you write this down. I've got something important I want to show you. What's the best email address? And what makes this really cool is, and what makes it really easy, therefore cool, is because it's texting, when you send the first text, copy it, and then you can paste it in. So really, a big part of your list is your actual phone contact list. And start with A, send a text, and go to Z. And literally, you can, oh, sorry, I was getting a text while I'm doing this. You can literally get this question out to dozens of people in a matter of minutes. So what's the best email address? I've got something important I want to show you. Copy that, send it, and then paste it into another text and send it. Paste, send, paste, send, paste, send, paste, send, paste, send. And what you'll find is that you will be getting all kinds of responses. Most of the responses will consist of an email address. Some people might ignore you because they might think it's a robot or some kind of scammy text, or they've been hacked or something. So you can say, hey, it was good to see you last week. I really like that shirt, or something, so they know it's you, and then say, I've got something important I want to show you. I even say sometimes, hey, this is really me. I'm not a robot. Danger, Will Robinson. Something like that. But the point is, just all we're trying to do is get their email addresses. So, hey, I've got something really important I want to show you. What's the best email address? You get those in response. You get their email addresses by text. And what you do is you open up your Prospect app. Prospect by Legal Shield is the app that we use as our tool. That's my favorite tool. It's not the only tool. It's my favorite tool. So we enter them into make a new contact. We put them in a campaign. Typically, it's the membership campaign or the opportunity campaign. And you press the assign button. And the act of pressing that assign button actually sends the first email. And now this is where the magic comes in. They have just received an email. And it's something like, hey, this is the important thing I wanted to show you. Click the link and watch the video. And, it's a minute or 2 or 3 long video, depending on what campaign you put them in. And now the all-important follow-up stage comes. The fortune is in the follow-up, and not only in the fact that you're doing it, but how you do it. So what you want to be doing is following up with a very specific question. Again, with a question, this is a pattern. Remember the pattern. It's a question. So what we're doing is following up with this question. Here's the question. What did you like best? And this important question is there for a reason. And we don't ask them what they think. We don't want to know what they think. If you ask what they think, you're going to get irrelevant information. But the question, what did you like best, requires positive, relevant information. So what we're doing then is finding out what did they like best. You can text them, you can call them, whatever it is. So a certain percentage of the time they're going to have actually watched the video. Not always. Often they're like, no, I didn't even watch it. What are you talking about? So, but if they did watch it, they might have a question. They might be like, hey, you can make money doing that? That's kind of cool. How does that work? Or, what do you mean I can get all that and I don't get a bill afterwards? Or what is, how does that work? So now you've got your goal. The goal of this entire procedure is to inspire a question in your prospect. So now that you've got a question, the answer is the same for every single question. And the answer is, and I want you to write this down, the answer is, that's a great question. I have executives on my team that handle that for me. Hold on, I'll get one on the phone. And then what you do is you three-way us in, and ideally what you've done is arranged it ahead of time. You're doing some follow-ups in a batch, and reach out ahead of time by text with whoever your workout partner is, and or your sponsor or whoever you're working with at the moment, and say, hey, I'm getting ready to do some follow-ups. Are you available for three-way calls? And if the person says yes, what that should mean is that during that time, they will not answer the phone unless it's you, so that you can confidently three-way them in. And what you're doing, you get a question, you answer the question with the answer to every question. Hey, that's a great question. I've got executives on my team that handle that for me. Hold on, I'll get one on the phone. You don't ask if it's okay to connect. You just tell them, hold on, I'm getting one on the phone. Connect us in, or maybe somebody sitting there with you, put it on speakerphone, and then while we're doing the talking for you, you have the hardest job. And what that job is keeping your mouth closed while your expert is doing the talking for you. And this is so very important. Hand the call over to your expert. Cover your mouth, mute your phone, do whatever it is you have to do to be silent, and let your experts do the closing for you. So what their job is to bring your people to the next step in the process. My favorite step is that we're filling out an application right now. We're getting you helped right now. We're getting you started right now. We're getting you in the money right now. But it's not always that. More often than not, it's not that. Most often they need something else. Maybe a question that they brought up could be best addressed in another video. We'll get that video to them. Maybe they need to sit down and see it for themselves. We'll get them in front of something where they can see it for themselves. Either a sit down in person, or maybe a business briefing or an event. And that is the job of your expert, is to bring them to the next step in this multiple exposure process. So what you do is you write your own paycheck with your effort level. So the only thing that decides how much success you're going to have is how often and how accurately you reproduce that process. So have at it. There's no limit to how often you can get this done. Put on a big smile and do it, and have a good time knowing that this is going to create your legacy. And we're excited to be a part of facilitating your financial success. Have a great one, and we'll look forward to be working with you. And I look forward to hearing your success story. Talk to you soon.